second bond violations. What am I supposed to do?
So his first one was because he picked up a new case. This one, I did speak with him. He is actively in IOP. I did show you those records at the last time that we were here that he got involved in IOP. He is getting drug and alcohol tested at his job too. He is a Marine recruiter. He did pick up some non-alcoholic beer. A lot of them still have alcohol in them. He was trying to still hang out. I get it. He realizes that that's obviously not going to work either at this point, that we're staying away from everything. But he did go get that.
I have to beg you not to violate your conditions of bond. Am I supposed to just be happy and let you go again? You know, either you have a problem or you just don't care about bond conditions.
Yes, Your Honor. I did.
Just, whether you say yes, whether you say no, whether you say, Your Honor, I already know, I know my name. I don't. The point is that you just don't get it. And what do I need to do to ensure that you don't get it?
So I have had several conversations with him, Judge. He is taking this seriously.
You had conversation beforehand.
I understand. He is actively involved in his IOP and has been continuously going to that. He is trying to make a change. He thought that he was doing something better for himself at that point. Obviously, that didn't work out. Right after do you remember the date? It was in March, right?
Yes.
Let's see.
Whoa, did you hear that? The judge is clearly done giving second chances. Quick question for you watching: should picking up non-alcoholic beer count as a violation? I mean, it technically says non-alcoholic, but the fine print tells a different story. Drop your take in the comments. Strict rule enforcement or just common sense?
I have like 2 weeks left.
So, let's see.
Okay, so let's do this.
He had an initial appointment February 12th, but he did go into custody at that point. So then he had to reschedule it. So the beginning of March, he got involved.
Sending him for a drug and alcohol test.
Absolutely.
I'm sending you for a test now and you're to come right back. If you fail the test, you can fail to come back. I will revoke your bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, take a seat for me.
Okay,
And then
let's judge.
just leave me your cell phone and then I'll get a hold of you.
Okay, do you want it now?
Don't speak it out loud.
Okay.
Yeah. Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you were charged with 2 cases. You're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're also charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine on each of those cases. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you.
Thank
Okay.
you, Your Honor. On April 10th, 2025, officers were dispatched to a motor vehicle crash in Harris County, Texas. An officer already on the scene advised the officer responding that the defendant stated that he had a firearm inside of the vehicle that belonged to him. The officer identified the defendant by his Texas driver's license. The officer observed the defendant to have slurred speech and watery, glassy eyes. The officer observed an odor of alcoholic beverage emitting from the defendant's breath. The defendant consented to perform standard field sobriety tests. The HGN was a 4 out of 6. The walk-in turn was a 3 out of 8. The one-leg stand was a 2 out of 4. And the officer located a handgun inside of the defendant's vehicle during an inventory search of the motor vehicle. The defendant refused to provide breath. A blood warrant was obtained and his blood was drawn.
Okay. Can you tell me when was the first DWI, number 1? How many DWIs, number 2? Number 3, does he have a valid license, please?
The date of the first DWI, Your Honor?
Correct.
2023, Montgomery County.
Okay. What was it? Well, obviously it's due time. Any other DWIs?
No, Your Honor, but if you find it pertinent, a reckless driving from 2019.
Was it pled down?
It's, yeah, convicted on a lesser charge.
So what was the?
The original,
Right.
Your Honor, I believe the original charge was a driving while intoxicated.
Your Honor, running his license now, they haven't given alcohol access yet. It's eligible, Your Honor. Well,
You know what a third DWI is in Texas? A third DWI is a felony offense of the third degree where you're looking at 2 to 10 in the penitentiary. I don't know what is going on with you, Mr. Carrillo, but if I find that you're consuming at all, I'm now placing a restriction on your license. You are not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have an ignition interlock on it. On your other ankle, I'm going to put a GPS monitor on you, so I
And there it is, boom. This is where the judge flips the switch. GPS monitor, ankle bracelet, ignition interlock, basically turning the defendant into a walking alarm system. Real talk, do you think these tech restrictions actually prevent repeat offenses, or are they just band-aids on a bigger issue? Sound off below.
know where you are at all times because I don't want you out in the middle of the night. And on your other ankle, you're going to get a scram so I know that you're not consuming. If you have a problem with drugs or alcohol, now is the time for you to take care of it, because if it becomes a problem while you're on bond, I will do it for you and you're not going to like the way that I take care of it. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You are not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. If I find that you use, I will revoke both of your bonds, put you in jail, no more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I want you to understand one more thing, that I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my streets at all costs. Watch the news. Every single day, we have a DWI fatality in our town. It's unacceptable. Do you
Yes, sir.
understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm not taking away your privilege to drive, but if I find that you're consuming, it's not going to go well for you. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Pham, and he will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. For the time being, I don't want you out in the middle of the night. We can talk at a later date if things, okay?
Your Honor, would the court consider waiving the fees?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Right this way.
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 12, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a crash and made contact with the defendant, who admitted to drinking 2 to 3 beers. The law enforcement officer observed the defendant stumbling and leaning on his vehicle to keep his balance. The defendant stated he did not remember what color the light was when he rolled into the vehicle in front of him. The defendant refused to perform standard field sobriety tests, but consented to a breath test and blew a .211 and a .204.
Ready to be honest?
No, Your Honor. And not in this county. I'm going to check and make sure.
Mr. Hernandez, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand?
No prior DWIs, Your Honor.
Okay, does he have a valid license? You mind?
Blaze, can you check the license for me?
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right.
Mr. Hernandez, you are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid license and liability insurance in your name. If you do not have car insurance, you are not allowed to drive as well. And that is a condition of your bond. Do you understand? Darla, do you know if he has a license?
I have made ALR request, but I didn't verify yet. No, Judge.
So Your Honor, I don't have there was no driver's license number in our system.
You know the driver's license number?
Do you have a driver's license?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll let you guys check to see. Darla, I just want to make sure that it's eligible to drive. Otherwise, I'm going to have him sign an affidavit.
Yes,
So it's not to drive. So if you don't mind,
I did find a driver's license number.
Joseph, I see your motion. Is that all you got?
Yes, sir.
I'm signing it for you.
Thanks, Judge.
Got it.
I can step back, Judge. We can verify that, and if he does need it, I can then.
Yeah, just let me know.
Signed and everything. Okay, thank you, Judge.
Absolutely, for sure. So for now, you will get with pre-chopper your bond conditions. Don't use. You understand? Okay. All right, thanks,
I'm
Darla.
sorry, Your Honor.
Got it.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Great. So we'll have you sign a receipt. You'll get pre-trial and then you're free to go. Thanks, Darla. Good morning, Mr. Baskin. So you are charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 13th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, law enforcement officers were dispatched to a stalled vehicle call and observed a vehicle in a lane of traffic with damage to the left side of the vehicle. The law enforcement officer observed the defendant in the driver's seat, asleep with the vehicle on and in park. The law enforcement officer then woke up the defendant and noticed a strong odor of alcoholic beverage and glossy eyes. The defendant admitted to drinking one alcoholic beverage. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted, 6 out of 6 on the HGN, a 1 out of 8 on the walk and turn, and a 1 out of 4 on the one leg stand. The defendant refused breath and a blood warrant was obtained and executed.
Any prior DWIs?
We have one that was dismissed in 2020.
You look at everything full NCIC. Does he have anywhere else?
Yeah, let me see. I'm not seeing any other DWIs here.
I see a prior obstruction. Was that reduced? A DWI reduction? Mr. Baskin, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand? I'm not asking for much.
Oh, yeah, Your Honor, regarding the obstruction, it was just a conviction on the charge that was filed on him, just for obstruction.
Any other DWIs anywhere else?
No, Your Honor, it's not the one, other than the one that was dismissed in 2020.
Okay. Interlock or no interlock?
Judge, to be honest, I mean, he technically has no DWI criminal history. I did not represent him in 2020, but he did pretty well on the field sobriety test. He's claiming to have one drink. I know that, he was 1 of 8, 1 of 4.
So, it was a car wreck. I was knocked out.
Listen, if I find that you're using anything, not only will I put you in jail, but I have a whole host of devices, gadgets that are so damn invasive on you, you're going to think you turned into a robot. Don't use. Do you understand? All right, I'm not going to put an interlock now, but like I said, if I find that you, and I don't care what it is, cakes, candies, foods, gums, energy drinks, non-alcoholic beer, don't use. NyQuil, I don't care. Do you
I
understand?
the excuse if it's.
For me, excuses go this, and they go. All right, you've got a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with him. He will tell you if and when you have to come back to court. If he tells me he cannot get a hold of you, you pick up a new case, it's just not going to go well. Do you understand? Okay, I'll have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you get with pretrial for your bond conditions, and then you're free to go. Thanks, Chris.
Right over there.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing, sir?
Sir, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Eduardo Martinez?
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 10th, 2025, an officer was conducting a routine traffic enforcement in Harris County, Texas, when he observed the defendant's motor vehicle fail to maintain a single lane and strike the concrete barrier wall adjacent to the road. The officer observed the defendant driving greater than 10% over the posted speed limit. The officer observed this by pacing the vehicle for a quarter of a mile with a certified speedometer. A traffic stop was conducted. The defendant was identified by his Texas driver's license. The officer observed the defendant to have red, bloodshot, watery eyes and a strong odor of alcoholic beverage emitting from his breath in person. The standard field sobriety tests were conducted. There's a 6 out of 6 on the HGN, a 5 out of 8 on the walk and turn, a 3 out of 4 on the one-legged stand. The DIC was read and the defendant consented to a breath test. The 15-minute observation period was abided by. The breath test came back to a .139 and a .139.
Any prior DWIs?
No, Your Honor.
License?
I get a license status check?
Mr. Dyack, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You are not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance in your name. You must maintain car insurance. If you don't have it, you're not allowed to drive, and that's also a condition. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Now, good job on having a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to waste your time coming to court, but stay in touch with her. She will tell you if and when you have to come back to court.
Yes, sir.
If she tells me she can't get a hold of you because you're ducking and dodging and you pick up a new case, I will revoke your bond. All right? We'll have you sign a recent moratorium. You'll get with, reach out for your bond condition, then you're free to go.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Honor.
It's eligible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay. Kind of strong.
Good morning, Judge.
This is Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir. How are
So you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You have worked out an agreement where they're offering you 27 days in jail with credit for the 9 days that you have already done. You need to understand that this is a lifetime thing that you're doing today, where this will end up as a conviction on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. You can never take it off. This is also an enhanceable offense, meaning if you continue to pick up these types of cases, at some point, they'll hit you with a felony offense, and then you're looking at years instead of days. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You're giving up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you plead guilty to this offense, that's it. Let me see. I don't see it. It's all this. Yeah. So your next one could be potentially a felony offense if you pick another one up.
Yeah.
This makes 2. Do you understand? You take a case of beer. You understand? All right. How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty? I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to follow the agreement, sentence you to it. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You also stand charged with aggravated assault with a family member. And in that case, there is a warrant and you're basically bond denied. You're being held at no bond on that case.
I'm already on bond for that, sir.
If you were, that bond has been revoked and it's now at no bond. That's why we have you in custody now. So what'll happen is we'll do PC today. We will take you in and then pending, you'll probably hit felony court tomorrow and then you figure out what's going on with it. So we're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On April 11th, 2025, officers were dispatched to an officer assist call in Harris County, Texas. Prior to arrival of backup units, officers observed a motor vehicle driving backwards down the shoulder lane on Sam Houston Parkway with other vehicles on the roadway.
Driving backwards on the shoulder?
Yes, sir. With other vehicles on the roadway. Officers learned the following information from the investigating officers. Officers made contact with the defendant, who was the sole occupant of the motor vehicle. He was ID'd by his Texas driver's license. Officers observed the odor of alcohol emanating from the defendant's breath. Defendant initially stated he was not drinking, then stated
Driving backwards down a freeway shoulder? This one reads like a Fast and Furious blooper reel. Jokes aside, the judge's patience is gone. No license, no driving, period. If you were the judge, would you ever trust this person behind the wheel again? Let's debate it easy or hard or no.
that he was. Officers observed open beer containers in the front and back areas of the motor vehicle. Officers observed at the scene, the defendant's officers that showed up as a backup unit also observed the odor of alcohol emanating from the defendant's breath and person, as well as slurred speech, watery bloodshot eyes, and swaying and staggering while standing. SSFTs were conducted, 6 of 6 HGN, 7 of 8 walking turn. Defendant was unable to follow instructions on the one-leg stand. Defendant refused breath. Blood work was obtained and brought to the trial.
Mr. Delgado, I'm going to find that there's the cost to go forward with the case. I am now taking away your privilege to drive, and you are not allowed to drive. Do you understand me? You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising that you're not going to drive, and if I find that you do, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and $500 fine every time you drive. Not only that, I'm now placing a restriction on your license that you are not allowed to drive any vehicle that is not equipped with an ignition interlock on it. I'm sending this notice to DPS so that every single officer in the state knows if you're in a car driving and it doesn't have an interlock, you will be arrested. Do you understand?
I understand.
Not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're using, I will revoke this bond. No more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. May I say something, please?
No. I'm going to appoint you a lawyer today. You can speak to the lawyer, and if there's something that they need to get to me, we can, but I have a DA here, and I don't want you to say something that could hurt your.
That's fine. I'd just like to put something on record, sir.
Don't. Now's not the time. Let me first give you a lawyer, tell the lawyer, give me 10 minutes.
I wasn't reversing. I was putting in.
Stop. Just don't. Now's not the time to fight your case. So what we'll do is I'm going to have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. Victoria, do you mind reaching out to the max so we can appoint Mr. Delgado a lawyer?
I just did, it's Sean.
Okay, got it. I'm going to have you sign this here, and then we'll put you in back, and then I'll have Mr. Tachi come talk to you here momentarily. Okay?
I wasn't reversing at all.
So do me a favor, can you sign conditions before he goes down, please? Ready?